Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Are we on mic? Okay. I was told we weren't on mic, but I'm hearing an echo. I'm Gloria Vasquez Merrick. I'm the Executive Director of the Latino Center of the Greater Harrisburg region. Welcome, all of you here. We're really excited. We've been growing this program for about 2 years now, and we're going to tell you all about it. It has taken 2 years. We've been doing focus groups, talking to students, and we just wanted to make sure that it was inclusive of a lot of the things that the kids were saying that they wanted to have in a leadership program. And so as we were preparing for the program, we thought we need some champions. We need some champions for our program. And so with that, we approached Pedro Cortez, our Secretary of the Commonwealth, and also our esteemed Honorable Mayor Eric Pappenfuse. So I'm going to let Eric talk to you, Mayor Pappenfuse talk to you for a few moments and do a greeting. And he's been very involved in the program. He's come and spoken to the leaders and instilled in them some leadership attributes in terms of lessons that they can learn from lessons that he has gone through himself. So with that, I'll let our Honorable Mayor Pappenfuse do a formal greeting.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Gloria. Now, I was told to make this exciting and interactive like Shark Tank. So I want you to know I wore my shark tie today, which is very, very, very appropriate. But I think the idea was you have all these wonderful illustrations. I had the great privilege, as you know, to come and see you all at the beginning. And now I get to congratulate you and thank you for your accomplishments and to wish you luck as you move into the next stages here in the city. LISTO, Leadership Institute Star Training Opportunities, powered by, of course, LHAC and our Latino Hispanic American Community Center. I hope that each of you learned more about yourselves and more about the power that you each have individually to make change in our city. When I was there last, we had a good conversation, and I know this has been a continuing commitment. 6 Saturdays, it says, and not only decision-making, conflict resolution, life skills, and career development, but also leadership concepts designed to positively impact personal and future growth. So when I was there before, you were developing an app. Are we going to get to see the app tonight? Is that going to be part of, well, there's going to be a presentation. Yeah. And we had a good conversation about what you hope to get out of the program, and I hope that it was meaningful to you, and I hope that you're going to be able to use those choices to go into our community and make a real difference, because we need each and every one of you to commit to making Harrisburg a better place. So I'm going to stick around and help present our graduation certificates, and then perhaps there'll be more of a presentation. But I will hand things back over to Gloria. So, welcome to City Hall. Glad to be able to host you here.
Just want to make a few remarks. Today we come together to celebrate our first graduates of the LISTO program. This program designed, as our esteemed mayor said, to advance and develop the leadership skills and the potential of youth in our community. After focus groups, and like I said, interviews and that kind of thing, then we decided, okay, we have what we need here in order to pull together a comprehensive leadership program that communicates leadership lessons through lectures, that also involves the youth in the development of a community service project, which is a hunger app, which we'll talk about shortly. And then they would get involved in outbound excursions. And these outbound excursions were very important. They took an outbound excursion to Pepsi, and Marcus Argelio was a part of that, and he's here now, and he's also provided lots of our refreshments here tonight from Pepsi, so you'll have to stick around and have those. But more importantly, he shared some lessons with the students as well as they took a tour of the Pepsi plant, along with Honorable Secretary Cortez, who just joined us. And then, the three components come together, and so the community service project actually serves as an incubator for learning, so that as they're in the classroom learning, they're hands-on working on a community service project that then gives them an opportunity to apply the leadership lessons that they were learning in the classroom. So we're very proud of our graduates this evening from the LISTO program. This is our first one, and so just tonight they were filling out evaluations. So we said, what was good about this program? What do you think we could do differently next time? And then, would you refer friends to the program? And all of them said yes, and all of them, when we talked to them last week, said, does this program have to end? And so that was a good sign for us. And also, we're proud of the fact that we have a 100% retention rate. And for us, we're very proud of that because it was a very rigorous program, as you'll hear in a little bit, evenings and weekends. All of the sessions were evenings and weekends after school, and then giving up your weekends and giving up soccer and softball and all these other things that were pulling at them, but they made the right decisions. So when they would come to me and say, I have a soccer game on Saturday, and I'd say, you need to make a decision. And they would all show up. And so I'm very proud of them that they made the right decision, because that's part of the learning is we don't want to make those simple decisions for you. You need to learn to make those yourselves. And they've made a lot of good choices, and we're very proud of them, like I said. So with that said, I think what we're going to do is we're going to jump ahead, and we're going to present some certificates. And then as soon as we do that, we'll have our Honorable Pedro Cortez come up and give some remarks, because our mayor must leave early this evening, so I thought it'd be a nice opportunity for him to be here to help to present the certificates before he has to leave, and then we'll bring you back on, Honorable Pedro Cortez, for your remarks to the students and to the graduating class. So thank you, everyone. You have the programs. We're shifting the agenda around a little bit, again, to accommodate our mayor's schedule. So I hope you'll bear with us, but you do all have copies of the program and a list of all the graduates. And on the back side of the program, you will see our sponsors. And I'll talk to you a little bit more about that. But for right now, to keep things moving along, we're going to call each of the students up. The graduates will come up, and they will receive their certificate. And then we will, afterwards, at the end of the program, then we'll do some photos. We did do a photo with the mayor earlier, but we'll do some pictures at the end with Honorable Pedro Cortez and you with your certificates then. Okay. All right, Maya Alvarez. That's all right, we'll do all that afterwards. Okay. Would you like to come up, Secretary Cortez, and join us as we award the certificates, please? Yes, yes. So we're gonna actually have Maya come back up because he has his own award that he wants to give. So you get 2 awards today. You get the graduate certificate, and you also get a certificate of recognition from the Department of State from Secretary Cortez. So
we've got it now.
We have it now. We have it now.
There we go.
All right. Jackie Cheeky.
Come on out.
And I will say both of these students are from SciTech High School. And also from SciTech High School, we have Lucero Figueroa. From Dauphin County Technical School, we have Manuel Martinez Vega. Manuel has been a good sport. I think he was a little disappointed, though, because he was the only male in the program.
Disappointed?
Not.
Why would he?
Yeah, I know. No. We also have Tatiana Medina from Bishop David High School.
Congratulations.
And we have Kimberlyn Pena, also from SciTech High School. We have Kenisha Mar Perez Colon from Dauphin County Technical School. We have Mailani Prigden, SciTech High School. We have Casey Vasquez from SciTech High School. And we have Sitali Zaragoza from Bishop Dev High School. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're actually going to do photos at the end of the program. So if you guys could stay, that's why we had him come early for an early photo, so that when he goes off, then we can do the individual photos with your certificates and everything at the end of the program. And we have Narlesti just joined us. Narlesti, come on up. So, Narlesti had a transportation issue. She apologized, so I'm glad you made it. Narlesti Smith is with SciTech High School.
Wonderful.
And we have one other individual that was not feeling well, and that was, we should acknowledge her, and that was Cynthia Vasquez, who was going to try to. She may show up. I think she's taken some of her meds and might be feeling better and might be joining us a little bit later. Okay, with that said, what we'd like to do is tell you a little bit about the program. Thank you. And we're going to do that. We're going to do that with some pictures, just so you can get a sense, get a feel for what the students participated in and some of the instructors that were part of the program. And I also want to say we have some individuals here who have been board members or are current board members, and so I would like them to just stand and let's acknowledge them. All of those that are here. See quite a few of them here. And we have Yolanda here with us, and Hector Ortiz and Robert Torres, who were on the founding board of the Latino Center. So thank you for coming out this evening. And what about the parents? Where are the parents? Let's have a round of applause for all the parents who are bringing the and it was not an easy job for a lot of the parents bringing the students in, Wednesday evenings and sometimes Thursday evening and on Saturday morning at 9 o'clock and then back at 1:30. And we're really proud of the parents as well for helping us to maintain a 100% retention rate. The students knew that they needed to be at the sessions or, they would be, risk being dropped from the program. And it worked, and they were all responsible, and we're proud of all of you as well. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a little about our presenters. Are some of our presenters here? I see Team Scott. Thank you, Team Scott has joined us. And you'll hear a little bit about what they did as part of the team building exercises during the program that helped us to unite and create a cohesive group. If it wasn't for Team Scott, it might have taken a little bit longer to get them to know each other. And so that was a really interesting and fun session as well. Any other presenters here? We had a few others that were here earlier, stopped in, and then had to leave. Valentina is from Chile. Valentina is going back to Chile. She has been my right hand and helping to coordinate the program, and she also was a presenter during the program. And so we thank Valentina for all her hard work. She's going to California for a year and then going back to Chile. So let's just quickly go through the slideshow just to give you a flavor for the program, and then I'm going to have two of the participants in the program, currently in the program right now, to just give you their perspective. And then we will have our little celebration, and you'll have an opportunity to congratulate them one-on-one for having completed the program following Secretary Cortez's presentation. So, start out with the LISTO program. We wanted to encourage professional development, and we wanted to instill in them their leadership potential and expand their leadership potential. And we also wanted them to become committed to their own self-development, so that we can only take them so far, and then with homework assignments and readings and group discussions and get-togethers and the lectures, then they all, in themselves, they made it happen for themselves. So it was a lot of self-motivation towards becoming leaders, the future leaders in our community. And these are some of the sessions that they participated in. This is not inclusive of all of the sessions, but you can see a lot of the skills and a lot of things that are mentioned here, they utilized during their team projects. There came points in the team project that they had to make decisions on what were they going to include on the posters, what were they going to include in the app. They each had to research and come up with ideas for the app, so that when we talk about, and we'll talk about the Hunger app briefly, if you can imagine that you run into someone and they are homeless or they are hungry, they want a meal, what happens is that because of their work, you will be able to take your telephone and you'll be able to hold your phone up to this app, and it will tell you on your phone where you can go for breakfast, where you can go for dinner, where you can go for lunch, where the food bank is, where you can go for clothing, where you can go for shelter, and those kinds of things. So this project was actually funded by Wells Fargo Bank, thanks to Robert Torres, our board president, who serves on the Wells Fargo Bank and was able to communicate to them the intent of our Hunger app. So this is fascinating. There's nothing like this in Harrisburg. And so this is their community service project. It's something they've been working very hard on. It will be fully unveiled over the next couple of weeks, and we'll be presenting it to Hershey. Hershey Company was the sponsor of the main sponsor of our LISTO program. And one of the contingencies of them sponsoring the program is that we would address hunger as a part of the program. And so we chose to address hunger by developing an app that could be used by you, could be used by case managers, could be used by our office, and others who have someone come to them. Let's say you're walking down the street and someone says to you, hey, do you know where I can go where the food bank is? Okay, we will have these available to you. You will have access to these from our website and from our Facebook. So you just download and you have this app, and somebody asks you for food, clothing, shelter, any emergency basic needs, and you can just say, yeah, I can help you, sir. One moment, please, or ma'am, and then you hold the, look at the app, and it'll direct you. It'll automatically come up with different places where you can refer that person depending on where they're located. So we're really excited about this, and this is a major, major undertaking that they've gone through. And you'll be hearing a lot more about the app that they've created. So, and that was a part of the community service project. And also, we talked about career pathways. And I believe Secretary Cortez will be touching on that, because he used his own personal story to communicate to them leadership lessons and the importance of selecting a good career pathway in keeping with their abilities and their skills, just as he has done. And so that's going to help them in their future direction as they determine where they want to go and what they want to do. You know, we have a potential midwife here. We have someone who wants to be a police officer. We have someone who wants to be a nurse. Someone who wants to be a doctor. I mean, the skills that they are aspiring towards are just very encouraging. And so that's another thing that we tried to work with them on, their career pathways in terms of doing an assessment. And they had an assessment that they did. And it was incredible, because they sat there and they said, and I think that some of you might be able to relate to this, but we said to them, okay, it's not like do you walk to school or carry your lunch, okay? It was more like, are you organized? Would you balance a checkbook, or would you have someone else do it for you? And through a series of questions that they answered from a book that was written by Zoya Zicki. Zoya Zicki is an author from New York. She's a friend of mine who authored 2 books, and one of them is a career match. So we use that assessment for the students so that after they complete the assessment, it tells them, okay, these are the kinds of jobs that would be best for you based on your skills and abilities and based on the results of your assessment. So it's very intensive. And what was really interesting was when they were going through the assessment and we were reading it for them, and they're sitting there going, oh my gosh, that's so me. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. And so it was just kind of an awakening and an understanding for them of what their strengths and abilities are. And we already talked about this. Mayor Pat Hughes talked about the program overview, so we'll skip to the next slide. And here we are in front of Pepsi. We needed a place to go, and we were outside of LHAC. It's nice to come to all the sessions at the Latino Center, but then we thought, I called Marcus and I said, Marcus, you know what? I'd like to bring them there for an outbound excursion. And so we went there, and this is right in front of the plant, and they took a tour of the plant, and this is where Secretary Cortez also engaged them in discussion along with some other, Adriana and some other members of our team. So all that to say that the program was carried out in collaboration with a lot of people. We had the public sector, we had the private sector, we had the nonprofits, we had the businesses, we had the banks come in and teach about financial management. And we had a nutritionist talk about food nutrition, that being Valentina, who teaches food nutrition in Chile. So we said, well, if it works in Chile, let's teach it here. Because food is healthy for the soul, and it's nourishing for the soul. And you can't be a good leader if you're not nourishing your soul. So there was a connection with basic life skills and leadership in the program. And it was a team effort. And then here we are in some sessions. This is at the Latino Center. And you can see that they are, I'm not sure which session they're paying attention to here, but they were always very attentive and involved in the discussion. You can just go through these. Here we have Dr. Guillo. Dr. Guillo is the one who led the development of the Hunger app. Dr. Guillo develops apps, and through the sponsorship of the app with Wells Fargo, we were able to provide a small stipend to Dr. Guillo, who became fully dedicated working with the students on the developing of that Hunger app. And here we are just in some more sessions. And here we have, we were having lunch, and we were engaging them in discussion with Mayor Pat Hughes, Dr. Guillo, and Secretary Cortez, and Paul Navarro, our Executive Director of the Latino Chamber of Commerce, who came out, and also William Colon from Comcast, and some other executives who also helped to sponsor the program. Continue. And here we have our esteemed mayor, if he's still with us here. I think he had to skip out, but he also provided a mini lectures to the students at the Latino Center. And of course, we always had, we were never at a loss for an opportunity to take pictures. And so here we are again at the center with the mayor and Secretary Cortez, Dr. Guillo, and some other presenters. And of course, we have Joyce and Adriana who joined us, and we have Trooper Gonzalez, who talked about ethics and the importance of ethics and ethical dilemmas that you can face as leaders. And so, that was very interesting as he shared stories with them about different situations, and they would ask some interesting questions too. Did you ever have to tase someone? And, and well, why did you feel you had to tase them? And, how did that make you feel, and then did you ever have to pull a gun on someone? Did you ever have to, it was very interesting. And, what ethical dilemmas did you face? And so it was a very interesting session for them to learn about ethics and the law. And then I'll let Secretary Cortez tell you about his presentation that he gave. And this was at the Pepsi plant, the day that we took the tour. And here, what are you guys doing here? Learning how to do a handshake. So, and Secretary Cortez would say, eye contact, good posture, shake hands. So we had each one of them shake hands, and they actually got judged on how did you shake hands? You know, was that good? And just giving them some feedback on that eye contact, and first time you meet somebody, and making sure, because we stressed them the importance of contact in the first 4 seconds. I know some say it takes 7 seconds, but I say in the first 4 seconds, you are being sized up. And that handshake, that eye contact, that posture, all of that is very important, and people will size you up, and it causes a very first impression. So we did try to emphasize that with the students as well. And then here we have Marcus. And Marcus was learning a lot too, he said. But Marcus is a manager at the Pepsi plant, and we're very grateful to Pepsi for everything they did. And they actually ended up becoming a sponsor of our program as well, thanks to Marcus's efforts. So thank you, Marcus. And here we have Adriana. Adriana is Secretary Cortez's communications director, and she was very engaged in the program. And she was very good in terms of talking to the youth about use of social media and what you should put on social media, what you should not put on social media if you're looking for a job, if you want to find a job, and you know, just the red flags that go up when someone sees certain things on social media. Did you guys learn a lot about that? Yeah, so it was very interesting, and Adriana offered to do that, and it was a very good session. And again, we were at Pepsi that day. And then here we have one of the sessions was on life skills. We talked about financial management. How do you balance a checkbook? Why should you have a savings account? Why should you have good credit? Why is that important with your career pathway when you're looking for money to go to school? And you know, you want to know, a little bit more about finances and be educated on that. So they all received a book, and they were actually coached through a self-assessment on how well they were handling their finances, and I think that was an eye-opener for a lot of them as well. And here we are with Trooper Gonzalez. And then we talked about the outbound excursions, and the outbound excursions were very important because, like I said, they actually served as an incubator for learning. So there's one thing to be in the classroom and to be learning, but it's something else to go out and to, be engaged in the community and be doing community service work, and to be out there helping others. And so here we were doing a fundraiser, and they helped to raise about $2,000 for the Latino Center by walking and representing the LISTO program in the Highmark Walk. And it rained, but that's okay. They were LISTO. We had umbrellas and all that stuff. And so this is at the Highmark Walk. And it's a Highmark Walk, and you think, wow, Highmark Walk, but you can accomplish a lot because all that team building and camaraderie and open communications, and these things were included in the program by design. Everything we did was by design. It was very purposeful because there was always a tie back to something that they already learned, or was a tie back or tie up, I say, to something they were getting prepared to learn. So that gives you a little idea of what the students did in the LISTO program. They were with us for 2 months, like I said, Wednesdays and weekends. And right now, I'm going to let you hear firsthand from Secretary Cortez, tell you about his experience, and give some encouraging remarks to our graduates. So thank you.
Thank you, Gloria, for your leadership. This project, the LISTO training program, would not have happened had not been for the vision and support and the love of so many, including our wonderful executive director of LHAC, my dear friend Gloria Merrick, who is just an outstanding. And I always have to say Gloria Vasquez Merrick. I have to throw the Vasquez there as a good last name. But Gloria is such a phenomenal leader, such a caring person, and I want to acknowledge you because Gloria is one of those very loving individuals that always give credit to everybody, and she's so humble. She never, shines a light on herself, and I think that's part of our culture. We tend to be, we don't want to be the center of attention, but without Gloria, so much of what we see that is progress and good in the community would not happen, and I'm sure that the LISTO students will agree with that. So let's give Gloria America a round of applause. And for my part, by the way, my name is Pedro Cortez, and I had the great pleasure of serving you as Pennsylvania Secretary of State. And it's so great to be back with the LISTO students, and today you're graduates. So thank you for having me in your program, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share thoughts with you. By the way, and Gloria is so kind, she kept referring to me as the Honorable, the Honorable, the Honorable. I have to tell you, the only reason why I get to be called as such honorable, and that's usually what you use to describe those who have been elected to office or appointed. And in my case, I worked for the governor at the Pennsylvania Department of State. I would say the only reason I get called honorable is because I have the honor of serving the public. It's not because of me, it's because you give me the opportunity to be of service to you, and for that I'm indebted. And I want to say to the parents, to the graduates, to the friends and family, to the TELHAC board members, and certainly to our supporters, our sponsors of the program, I want to say a hearty thank you and greetings from Governor Tom Wolf, who knows that I'm here with you this afternoon, and I met with him recently, explaining the purpose of the program, developing leadership, giving opportunities for the young minds of today and the future to have an opportunity to be exposed to new ideas, to mentors, to experiences, and he was very excited. He was asking me how we replicate this throughout the state. More has to be done along the lines of the LISTO program so that we provide those opportunities, because all of our all of our youth have potential if that potential is nourished, if that potential is properly supported, and there's that love and support behind it. So I want to say thank you to everyone involved, but certainly I'm going to go back. Thank you to the family members. It's so important to have that support. And I was, Gloria was telling you a little bit, and I shared with the students a little bit about my story. But I grew up in a household with a single parent, my mother, who was very hardworking, but we didn't have money and didn't know English. I went to public schools. Nobody in my family had gone to college. And it was the support of my mother and support of so many others that allowed me to at one point in time, go to school and graduate and get a job. And some of us start very humbly. I started off as a public welfare caseworker, and that's what I did for a while before I moved on. But I'm here to share with everyone, and particularly with the students, a hearty congratulations on what you have done. It is remarkable because the fact is that our graduates already had school, had other commitments, family, other extracurricular activities, and you stuck with the program for 2 months, and I hope that as you look back, you see that investment of time to have been something that truly will help you. And I know you see it now, but you'll see it into the future. You made an investment in yourself and in your communities and your family. And having a daughter who is a high schooler, Citlali is a classmate of my daughter Gabriela, I know that her schedule is full with just school. And I don't know how she finds time for anything else. So I'm thinking of you, and I'm thinking of the fact that you went through the classes, the fact that you did the other activities. This app, by the way, if you were looking me in the back, I wasn't being disrespectful texting while you were talking. I was actually looking at the app. And I think this is absolutely remarkable. Because, we talked a lot about being your brother's keeper, being your sister's keeper, being the person that looks out for others, and that's what we all should do. I mean, we can always look at our lives and think about how there's others that have better than we do, and that's true. There's other folks that may have it better, but if you really look hard, there's so many folks that are really hurting, that don't have some of the opportunities that we have. And that's that's happening right here within our own community in Harrisburg. But if you look at the world, there's so many things that sometimes folks take for granted, and I know you don't take for granted the fact that there are opportunities, and you're already showing that you care deeply about others, and that's fantastic. So, what I wanted to share, and by the way, I sent you greetings, and very warm greetings from our dear friend Adriana Arvizo. Adriana, as it was noted, and she appeared in the photos, Adriana is the director of the Office of Communications and Press at the Department of State, and she wanted to be with you so much, but she couldn't. And she couldn't because she did something like what you're doing right now in terms of investing time in networking, meeting others, and finding opportunities. Adriana last year participated in a couple of events, including one that we did with Estamos Unidos, where we had a gala. And in the program, she got to meet the Command Sergeant Major, Christian Martinez, a Latino. He's a Command Sergeant Major, the highest ranking non-officer, non-commissioned officer within the Army War College. They met last year, struck a conversation. She took an interest on what he did. And there's a program, as you know, the Army War College here in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, is one of the top schools in the military, not just for American officers, but also from officers abroad that are being trained and groomed to, at one point in time, assume command, usually as generals. And that program lasts a year long, from August all the way through. The graduation is this Friday. But in the last week of that program, the Army War College invites civilians to come and visit with the members of the military, with the students that are going through this year-long leadership program, so that they can exchange ideas and perspectives with civilians. And through the networking and the relationship that Adriana developed with Command Sergeant Major Martinez and others at the Army War College, she was invited, and she was only one of 150 persons throughout the entire country. And these are not just Latinos, these are everyone. Most of them CEOs of companies and others that get invited to be with the officers for one whole week. So she started the program yesterday, and she'll graduate on Friday. So she wanted to send her regards and let you know that if she's not here, it's because she's doing leadership training there as well. So when I spoke with the students, as you know, my message was one that is of there's so many opportunities, there's so many individuals that are going to want to help you in your life, and you just have to be open to those opportunities. We talk about luck. I have mentioned the luck being the combination of preparation and opportunity, and what she did in terms of making the time and learning and doing it with good disposition, and everybody stuck to the program, is something that certainly will serve you so well as you go through the years. So what I wanted to say, my message to you today is a continuation of the theme of last time. You have much to be proud of. This is one opportunity for you to continue to demonstrate your leadership. Remember that you're a role model to so many, and sometimes you don't even notice. If you have siblings, brothers and sisters, and other relatives, they're going to be looking at you and the time that you're putting into your schooling and into your preparation as something that is very encouraging. And I know that they look at you with much, sense of pride. And I know your parents and others have a significant sense of pride. Oftentimes, we also talk about you being the future of our country. And I always think of myself, you're the present. You're already here. You're already making a difference. That application already speaks to it. And there's so much that you do, so never take for granted what an impression, positive impression you can have in the life of others. So continue to do that. And just by being a good human being, just being a good person. I think I mentioned to you, people ask me all the time, what do I look for in employees? If I'm going to hire someone, what do I look for? And I always talk about having the talent, having the skills to do the job, having the aptitude. But we also talk about the fact that the aptitude as to already know how to do the job. Not everybody has it innate, or they're still learning. So there's another component there's a second component that I take into account, and that is the smile, the personality, the interpersonal skill, the good disposition, the good heart. I call that attitude. And when you put that together, the aptitude plus the attitude, if you have both aptitude and attitude, you see altitude, high you'll go in life. And you already are doing that. So what I share with you is that through my life, I've been blessed by having had many individuals that extended an opportunity much like you had, and I took advantage of that opportunity. Sometimes when I was doing it, I was so tired, and I said, why am I doing this? Others are not doing the same, so why do I have to do so? Sometimes you don't have to do it, but if you want to do it, it does give you some skills, some tools that make your life better. So you already have had angels in your life. That's what I call my mother. That's what I call my sister. That's what I call my teachers. That's what I call my counselors. That's what I call my employers. They have been angels in my life that have given me opportunities. Please, once you find your own success, be an angel to many, and you're already doing that. So with that, I want to say congratulations on a well-deserved graduation ceremony that acknowledges your dedication and commitment to your own personal growth and professional growth. I know that we can expect great things to come from you in the years to come. and I look forward to the day that I'm the one sitting back there and you're sitting up here talking about your experiences and sharing that with other students where you encourage them to continue to move forward. So with that, muchísimas gracias y muchas bendiciones para todos, porque la realidad es que si seguimos haciendo este tipo de trabajo donde nosotros apoyamos el talento de nuestra juventud y les ayudamos con las herramientas y el apoyo para que ellos sigan echando para adelante, esto es lo que va a ser la clave para que nuestra comunidad, nuestra sociedad y el mundo sea un mejor lugar para todos. Así que con eso, muchísimas gracias y que Dios les bendiga.
Okay, with that, I have asked the students, class participants, graduates, to select 2 individuals that they would like to come forth and speak on behalf of them. Just in terms of just a few minutes about their experience and their perspective. So with that, I'm going to ask Tatiana Medina to come forward.
Hello. Over the past few months, on evenings and weekends, as Ms. Gloria mentioned, we participated in sessions that helped us see ourselves as leaders. We discovered our strengths and our weaknesses, and identified areas we needed to work on to improve ourselves. For me, it was learning to take a step back and look at the team that I was working with. Sometimes being a leader doesn't mean that you have to be bossy or bark orders. A true leader can take a step back and work side by side with the people they work with. A true leader can look at the ideas of those around them and realize that just their point of view is not always the right one. Being a leader comes from skills that are deep within you, but the people around you are what sharpen those skills and bring them to light. Secretary Cortez and Mayor Pappenfuse each told us their stories and how they got to the positions that they are currently in, and we all found inspiration in them. Both of them taught us that it doesn't matter where you come from. If you are determined and educated, you can achieve any goal. Our core mentors, Ms. Gloria and Ms. Valentina, were also very, very helpful in this process. In every meeting and session, they both tried to give us as much valuable information as they could. They tried to pack every second with lessons that we could learn, that we could use, not just in our life now, but for years to come in the future with whatever careers we decided. They both were extremely generous with their time and put us above really anything else that they had to focus on, from what I could tell. We learned how to work as a team, and the main thing that we used to build our teamwork is the app that Ms. Gloria had mentioned. Basically, we were given a concept. We had to try to find a way to get rid of hunger in the central Pennsylvania area. So, through many sessions of brainstorming and bouncing ideas off of each other and Dr. Gilio, we decided upon this app. We sat and we sketched rough drafts of the poster. We figured out what we were going to put on the poster. We even filmed various PSAs, both in English and in Spanish, to help try to get our message across to everyone. Basically, this program helped me realize that, yes, being a leader sometimes is something you're born with, but if you work hard and you learn from those who have come before you, then anyone can be a leader truly. Thank you.
Now that's evidence. We are having an impact. So thank you, Tatiana. Thank you. And now we have Maya Alvarez. Maya will begin. And Maya said, Gloria, mine's going to be more emotional. I'm going to give like my emotional perspective. And I said, that's all right. Just don't cry. So let's see if you can do this.
Hello guys, I'm Maya Alvarez, and I want to start off by saying a little bit about myself. First of all, I am a very, very proud Puerto Rican. But I want to start off by saying, when I first started going to school, I remember being the only Latina in the classroom. And when this happened, you know, of course, you know, racist comments, whatever occurs. But also, when I furthered, I went to a school where predominantly African Americans attended. Through this, I was able to connect with people. However, they didn't understand what I went through as a Latina. Coming to this program helped me realize that it is awesome to be Latina, first of all, but we were able to connect in a way that I was never able to connect with someone else before. We were able to connect with how or what type of shoes, chancletas, our grandmothers wear, to how our parents, you know, have their hot Latina temper when we mess up. So, with that saying, it was another experience. It was a different and a better experience for me. Also, that when I came to this program, I didn't think I was gonna form a sisterhood as we did. I just came to this program so we can, you know, I thought we were just gonna talk and hang out, whatever. But we formed a sisterhood, even though there was only one male, Manny, of course. Speaking of which, you can already tell that he never won arguments. but he tried his best, but he graduated, so he's still here today. With that saying, when we formed the sisterhood, we were able to, you know, we are able to have this impact that we had on each other. We all come from different cultures, so we were able to combine our cultures, and we were able to learn in new experiences, because every Latino culture is not the same. So we were able to come together and put different stuff on the table, and we were all able to learn together. Now, for the actual program, we were able to learn how certain speakers, that we didn't have to be a singer or someone who dribbled the ball on the court to be important. We learned through Secretary Cortez that we were able to follow our dreams, and even though he also taught us that we have to push in our education to get there. Also, with Adriana, she talked to us about being social media and how we need to be on social media. We shouldn't be, you know, you guys know we shouldn't be on social media, however, but we were able to see if we wanted a good job, we have to act a certain way, and how to be professional, and also dress appropriately and other stuff. With that being said, the leadership skills we learned here from LISTO, we are able to take them on further, as Tatiana had stated, that just because we learn them now doesn't mean we won't take them further. These skills will get us where we want to go, and we will be successful because of this program. And I am so honored, and I am so grateful that I was able to attend this program. And thank you to Ms. Gloria and the others, there's a lot of us. But I'm so honored to be a part of this program and one of the first graduates of LISTO 2016.
Thank you, Maya, and thank you again, Tatiana, for those inspiring words to your classmates and to everyone here about the experiences you had in the program. As you can see, everyone, we have had an impact on these 12 students, 12 future leaders, and we're excited about that. They have come to me already and they have said, I already have two individuals for the next program. I have 3 for the next program. I'm bringing my friends to one of the summer sessions that they want to do. And so when I talked about having a 100% retention rate, but then further than that, having the students and having the alumni now come to me and say, you know what, do we have to stop? I mean, to me, that's like gold. When they come to me and they say, we don't want to stop, we want to keep getting together, we want to keep learning. And so that's what we're going to be doing now over the summer, occasionally getting together to talk about, one of the things we want to focus on is financial management, so that they understand how they can apply for scholarships and how everything they do impacts on whether they get scholarships or not in the future. And thanks to William Colon, who I think is here, William Colon, from Comcast, we have also received a grant to move forward with our computer lab that will then be used now for the students to come and use that lab to navigate scholarships, SATs, and other things that are going to help them with their future. So I just want you to know, this is really not the end. This is the beginning for them. This is the beginning for them to become future leaders, the beginning for them to also become mentors. Because one of the things that led us to developing this program is that as a community center, we have to get involved with the youth in our community. They're asking us to do this. And so we're planting a seed now with this LISTO program. This is just one program, but we want to have a program each year. We want to have larger programs. When I used to run the leadership program for the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, I started out, and we have Karen here, who's a graduate of the leadership program, Leadership Development Institute. She was actually in one of my programs, and now she, is a leader herself in the community. But all that to say that one of my dreams after that program, where we graduated about 350 women from that leadership program, one of my dreams has always been is to bring that nugget to the Latino Center to help the Latino youth in our community. And I think we're getting one step closer to that. So I hope that you'll continue to be a partner with us, to support us. And when you hear about LISTO, now you're not saying, what's that LISTO program? What's that LISTO program all about? So I'm hoping that you as parents will tell other parents, and the parents that are here that had your students participate, have other students come to us and come to Valentina before she leaves on June 15th, or come to me and say, we have a few potential candidates for the next class. And I'll leave you with the fact that as future leaders, we are counting on you to become mentors for your siblings, to become mentors for your peers in school. All of you are in 9th, 10th, and 11th grade, and that was also by design. How many of you are in 9th grade? Raise your hand. Okay, higher. How many of you in 10th grade? Higher. Who's in 11th grade? Okay, so the reason that we chose individuals that were not seniors and graduating is because we want to be able to plant these seeds and spread these seeds in the high school. If we're working with seniors and they're off to college, we're not leaving seedling behind to help the other Latino youth in the program. And not just Latino youth, but your peers in the program. So I leave you with that, future leaders, future mentors, and we'll just keep the cycle going, and then pretty soon we will have a huge army of LISTO leaders that are here to serve the community. So thank you very much, and I thank you. And with that, I invite the graduates to come over here for individual photos with your certificates. Just line up over here, and everyone else to have, on behalf of Marcus here, we have he said he was going to fix us up with lots of refreshments from Pepsi. So please enjoy, and we have our LISTO cake and chips and pretzels, and so we'll just do some networking, and thank you again.